He called this woman Miss Piggy.
I don't know anyone who hasn't struggled with their weight.
Why not share your medical records? Why not?
Well, I have really no problem in doing it.
He's been hiding something under those large suits of his.
Lied about Donald Trump's height and weight so that Donald Trump would...
I think he let it slip, the lie he's been telling about his weight. The latest political news and the latest fat-shaming news, and it is one and the same today.
Alicia Machado, winner of Trump's Miss Universe contest in 1996. Machado says she gained about 20 pounds, with all the stressors after the event. Trump claimed it was at least 40. That's when she says Trump publicly shamed her.
One of the worst things he said was about a woman in a beauty contest. He loves beauty contests. He called this woman Miss Piggy. Donald, she has a name.
Where did you find
her
this?
name? Is
This summer, Machado spoke of the names Trump called her.
Miss Piggy, Miss Eating Machine.
And she's like me and everybody else. We like to eat.
Now there's, of course, questioning as to the validity of this story. Did Donald Trump actually say that? Well, instead of me taking hours to find out what all the other journalists aren't able to find out, actual proof of him saying that, I've decided to take the position that it doesn't even matter. Because Donald Trump has said a lot of things like that, and maybe some things worse than that. You see my video from a couple weeks ago, which contains some examples of him saying worse things. Let's assume that he did say Miss Piggy.
He called this woman Miss Piggy.
Just the idea that it's wrong for him to talk about her weight. I'm going to actually defend that. And I'm a big Trump hater. I'm actually on a mission until November to see that he doesn't become the most powerful person on the planet. This talking about someone's weight, I don't see where this is a big deal. Because like Trump said, we're talking about a beauty pageant here. And I'm against those. But within a beauty pageant, your weight is a factor. Which is one reason I'm against it. Trump was speaking well within the context of that when he said she gained a large amount of weight and it was just horrible and all that stuff. Well, that's beauty contests. But I agree that he shouldn't have said Miss Piggy, but the media doesn't seem to be focusing on that derogatory term. And here on my channel we also talk about body shaming and political correctness. Calling someone Miss Piggy goes beyond that. That's just plain rude. But talking about someone's weight when it's relevant to what we're talking about, which is she's a beauty contestant, I don't think it was a big deal. That's why I was surprised to see this poll.
In this national poll, they asked people their view. Do you think it is appropriate or inappropriate for Donald Trump to criticize a former Miss Universe for gaining, quote, a massive amount of weight? By a huge margin, 65 to 17% of Americans believe it was inappropriate.
That wasn't even about the term Miss Piggy, just talking about the weight. I don't get this. So I'm asking you, my viewers, am I missing something here?
If you just ask women that question, the margin gets even bigger.
I just can't believe this.
Even if you just single out Donald Trump supporters.
Okay, never mind. I just will never get this. Well, maybe it's the Trump thing. Maybe it's the Trump factor. People don't like Trump, especially women. Check out my video where I warn women about Trump's personality. And as I was watching that, I was thinking, why would people be so upset about him talking about someone's weight? Why would people feel shame about having their weight pointed out? We've talked about this kind of thing on my channel before. What's interesting is I got a comment just yesterday on one of my videos saying the shame is felt within the person who is fat. You can't make someone ashamed. They feel it. And that's kind of the point I was getting at. If these people feel upset, then that's a problem they have. You know, it's also a misunderstanding. A person doesn't just get fat without having any control over it. It's the result of their lifestyle. But I say most people are thinking in terms of looks. And as I was watching that, I was thinking, but our society understands that women are not as superficial about looks. This fits in with my video about male body shaming. Why are men's bodies being so highlighted? I was saying it's become important, or the importance women place on men's bodies is coming to light now. But then most women will say, oh no, I'm not that superficial. Then came this part of the show that I was watching as I thought of all this.
If you just ask women that question, the margin gets even bigger.
So women were even more bothered than men were. What's weird is men aren't that picky about women's bodies, contrary to what you might guess from TV commercials and on the internet. I say that it's women that are more picky, not just about men's bodies, but about women's. And that's why we get that result in that poll. What do you think about that? I want to hear what your opinion is. Women seem obsessed with their own looks, and it's always been that way for decades.
And let me tell you something. Other than you two, I don't know anyone who hasn't struggled with their weight. And so insulting weight is universal. I mean, every person, man, woman, child, can relate to the self-loathing of having extra weight. This is not a woman thing. This is an insult that cuts.
Well, as I just made a good case, I think this is a woman thing. It bothers women more. It doesn't bother me at all, because I look at this stuff clinically and logically. And when she says it cuts, which means it bothers people on an emotional level. But this should be on a health and logic level. But that's not where women are at. They're just about the superficial looks. And that's why they're bothered by it. And of course, the other thing is, everyone she knows is fat. She's hanging out with the wrong crowd. You got to get with the vegan community here. And that just goes to show you how many people are fat because they're living wrong. And now back to trashing Trump. Also on the same debate, I think he let it slip, the lie he's been telling about his weight.
Why not share your medical records? Why not?
Well, I have really no problem in doing it. I have it right here. Should I do it? I don't care. Should I do it?
Will you stop dicking around and just pull out the piece of paper in your pocket?
Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it, ladies and gentlemen? Right over. Whoa!
Trump. He's been hiding something under those large suits of his. I'm talking huge.
Why not share your medical records?
He loves fast food.
I don't think you need to fat shame people.
The Dr. Oz show and the appearance by Trump is all put-ons.
The real reason he was there was to put on a show.
Trump has been hiding more than his taxes. He's been hiding something under those large suits of his.
Gave a height of 6 feet 3 inches. Other sources say that Donald Trump is 6 feet 2 inches. And he is shorter than Jeb. Jeb Bush is 6'3".
You're 6'3", 236 pounds, as I mentioned. In my mind, I'm thinking your BMI is high. It's probably close to 30, which is sort of the barrier for most people.
Yeah. He said that's the barrier. What he didn't say is what this barrier was. He is nearly obese. And here's the proof. I'm at the CDC website.
I don't think you need to fat shame people.
And that he's been exaggerating his height.
Lied about Donald Trump's height and weight so that Donald Trump would just squeeze inside the clinical definition of obese.
He's huge. I'm talking huge. We've seen him steadily gaining weight over decades, and we know why. It's from all the meat. He even owns a steak company. Everybody likes high-calorie foods and junk foods. They taste good. But there's healthy foods that taste good, which is why some people can go without meat indefinitely. Why is it we don't see any of these old, unhealthy politicians taking their clothes off? But it's the norm for us YouTube vegans.
So that I'm in here on the toilet.
I think he let it slip, the lie he's been telling about his weight. And here, Donald Trump finally admits the truth about what he's been hiding underneath those large suits.
A big, fat, ugly bubble.
Machado recently told the network Fusion she protested that display.
When I talk to him like I don't want to do this, I feel so bad with these reporters in front of me. And he told me, you know something, I don't care.
Did you catch those words, I don't care? Those are the words of a sociopath, psychopath, basically a monster. And we can't have a monster as president of the United States. We need someone who's fully human, with humanity, instead of someone who would kill innocent people, which he has now said twice on video. He'd kill innocent people. And a side note here that I want to bring up that fits into my community, we talk about health and weight a lot. How is it that a Miss Universe, who became Miss Universe and had to have had a great body to do that, and be real fit and normal size, how could she then go on to gain weight uncontrollably, where I never have, and I'm probably twice her age? How could that happen? I'm sure people will make excuses like, well, she let herself go. Well, let me tell you something. I've been sitting on my bed 90% of my life, sitting on my butt, looking at one or another screen, and I haven't even tried to maintain normal weight. It just happens because of my lifestyle. It just works out that way for some reason.